Babe, I need you to sleep with my boss to get me the promotion that I want.
Samuel, how could you tell me to sleep with your boss just for a promotion? I'm sorry, I can't do it.
If you want to remain married to me, then you must sleep with my boss to get me this promotion.
I can't believe you are threatening me with a divorce for this. How could you?
Angela and Samuel had been married for 5 years. 5 years of laughter, shared dreams, late night talks, and promises whispered under thin blankets in their small apartments. They had not been rich, but they had been happy. Samuel worked in one of the biggest companies in the city, a place where glass offices towered over men's pride and ambition. For years, he arrived early, left late, worked harder than most. Yet, promotions passed him by like he was invisible. Every congratulatory email sent to another colleague stabbed him. Every handshake he offered a newly promoted peer felt like humiliation. At first, Angela had been patient. "Your time will come," she would say gently. "Just keep doing your best." But Samuel's sadness slowly muted into bitterness. He stopped smiling, stopped talking at dinner, stopped touching her the way he used to. And Angela, unaware of how far his thoughts had traveled, kept trying to save a man who was quietly slipping away from himself. That night, Samuel sat across her, unusually calm. "Honey," he said softly, "I need to ask you something." Angela smiled faintly. "Okay, baby, I'm all ears." Samuel inhaled deeply. "I need you to sleep with my boss." The room froze. Angela stared at him as if she hadn't heard correctly. "What did you just say?" "Just listen to me," he rushed. "I know it sounds crazy, but my boss is a womanizer. I have studied him. This could benefit both of us." Angela stood up abruptly, her chair scraping the floor. "Can you hear yourself, Samuel?" she screamed. "For an ordinary promotion, you want me to sleep with another man? How shameless can you be?" "Calm down," Samuel snapped. "You're doing this for your husband." "For you?" she laughed bitterly. "Or for your ego?" "It's nothing," he insisted. "Just sleep with him. It doesn't mean anything." Angela's eyes filled with tears. "I'm disappointed in you, Samuel. Deeply disappointed." She walked away that night, locking herself in the bathroom, sobbing until her chest hurt. For 7 days, the house became a battlefield. Arguments replaced greetings. Silence replaced affection. Angela refused, every time. And Samuel changed. His pleas turned into accusations. His disappointment turned into rage. "If you very well want to remain married, then you must do as I ask. You can't even do this little thing for me," he shouted one evening. "Then why are we married at all?" Angela's heart shattered. "Are you threatening to divorce me?" she asked quietly. "How could you act this much of me? How low do you think of me, Samuel?" He stared at her, unflinching. "You don't have a choice," he said. "Either you do this or consider this marriage over." He stormed out. Angela collapsed to the floor, her sobs echoing through the empty apartment. Angela sat alone in the bedroom long after Samuel left. The room felt smaller than it ever had. His words replayed in her head, over and over again. "You don't have a choice." She pressed her palms against her chest, trying to calm the ache there. She loved Samuel, truly loved him. 5 years of marriage didn't disappear because of one terrible demand. Or so she told herself. Losing him felt worse than losing herself. Slowly, painfully, she made her decision. She walked into the living room where Samuel sat, scrolling through his phone. "I'll do it," Angela said quietly. Samuel looked up, startled for half a second. Then he laughed. "Yes," he said, standing up. "That's my beautiful wife." Angela forced a smile that never reached her eyes. "You are very beautiful," Samuel continued. "He won't resist you, trust me." He stepped closer, kissed her forehead, then her lips. "We'll pull this off." Angela stood stiff in his arms, disbelief heavy in her chest. "Because of love," she told herself. "I'm doing this because of love." The next morning, Angela dressed slowly. She brushed her hair until it shone, applied her makeup carefully, chose a dress that fit her perfectly. Anyone looking at her would see confidence, but her eyes betrayed her. There was sadness there, fear, something already broken. She stepped out and headed for the office. Mr. Joseph's office was quiet when she arrived. She knocked. "Come in." Angela entered. Mr. Joseph looked up and smiled. He was known around the company. A powerful man, a womanizer, a man who enjoyed attention almost as much as control. Angela walked closer. Her smile soft, calculated. She spoke gently, complimented him, laughed at his jokes, let her hand linger just for a second too long. Mr. Joseph leaned in. They kissed. One moment blurred into another. The door closed. Time passed. When it was over, Angela felt hollow. Suddenly, the door burst open. "Boss, what are you doing with my wife?" Samuel's voice thundered through the room. Angela gasped, stepping back, covering herself, her face crumpling exactly as planned. "Honey, what is this?" Samuel cried. "Of all the people in the world, you chose my boss?" Mr. Joseph's face drained of color. I didn't know she was your wife," he stammered. "I swear." Samuel fell to his knees, clutching his chest, crying loudly. "I can't take this," he sobbed. "I'll tell everyone, the whole company." "No, please." Mr. Joseph panicked. "This must not get out. I'll do anything." Samuel paused. Slowly, he looked up. "Only one thing can ease this pain," he said. "A promotion." Mr. Joseph swallowed hard. "Consider it done. Please, accept my apology." Angela slipped out of the office quietly. Samuel followed. That evening, Samuel held the promotion letter like a trophy. He laughed, celebrated, talked about their future. His plan had worked. Angela sat beside him, silent. Something inside her had gone very, very quiet. For the next few days after Samuel got his promotion, things seemed to be going well in Angela's house. Samuel looked happier. He walked with pride. The way he spoke on the phone changed, like a man who finally felt seen. Angela tried to believe the nightmare was over, that what she sacrificed had at least brought peace back into their home. But then something changed. Samuel started avoiding Angela. He would come home and go straight into the room without greeting her properly. When she tried to talk, he answered her like she was disturbing him. Sometimes, Angela would cook food for him, his favorite meals, and Samuel would refuse to eat. "I'm not hungry," he would say, pushing the plate away. And when Angela insisted, he snapped. "Must you always talk?" His tone became rude. His patience disappeared. His eyes carried coldness. Angela noticed everything. She tried to ask gently, tried to understand. "Samuel, what's wrong? Why are you treating me like this?" But Samuel ignored her. He acted as if she didn't exist. Until one day, all hell let loose. Samuel stood in the living room and spoke with a coldness that made Angela's skin crawl. "Angela, I can't stand being with you in this house anymore," he said. "I can't stand the facts that you slept with another man. I think we should get a divorce." Angela froze. Then her eyes burned with pain. "Really, Samuel?" she said, voice shaking. "After forcing me to sleep with your boss, this is what you do to me? Divorce me like I don't matter?" Samuel didn't flinch. Angela stepped forward, anger rising like fire. "Anyways, I've done crazy shit because I loved you," she said bitterly. "But not anymore. If you think you can't stand me, then I'll leave." Her voice broke for a second, then hardened again. "I only regret that I sacrificed my dignity for a foolish man that doesn't deserve it." She stretched out her hand over the divorce papers. Samuel brought them out. Angela signed them immediately. No begging, no shaking, no delay. Then she walked into the room, packed her things and left the house. Outside, the sun was harsh, but Angela didn't feel it. Her face was stiff. Her chest was heavy. Her eyes looked tired, like someone who had cried too much already. She arrived at the bus stop with her bags. She was waiting for a bus back to her village. Her mother had called her earlier. Samuel had already collected her bride price before giving her the divorce papers, and her mom told her to come back home. Angela stood there, bags beside her, staring at the road, waiting. Then a car pulled up beside her. The door opened. Out stepped a handsome man. "Angela," he called out. Angela looked up sharply. For a moment, she couldn't believe her eyes. He walked closer. Angela stood up and smiled, then hugged him tightly. "Paul, it's good to see you again." Paul laughed softly, holding her shoulders. "How have you been, Angela?" he asked. "And what are you doing with your bags?" Angela exhaled. "Paul, It's a long story. Paul looked at her face properly, and his expression changed. He could see she had been through something. "Come on," he said gently. "Let's go somewhere cool and talk." Angela nodded, entered his car, and they zoomed off. They went to a fancy restaurant. They ordered drinks. Paul leaned forward. "Tell me what happened." And Angela narrated everything, from Samuel's demand to the humiliation to the divorce. Paul's face tightened. His eyes flashed with anger. "I can't believe your husband could be so cruel," Paul said, voice slow and angry. Angela looked down into her drink. "I have to move on with my life now, Paul," she said quietly. "I'm even going back to the village, to my parents. My mom just called me back." Paul stared at her, then shook his head slowly. "Please don't go yet, Angela," he said. "Stay for a few days before going back. I want to spend more time with you." He paused, then added with emotion, "I really missed you." Angela smiled faintly, tired but real. "Yes, why not?" she said. "I could really use a moment of peace before going back." Paul smiled. They laughed lightly. Then they ordered a meal together. And for the first time in a long time, Angela ate without feeling like she was choking on pain. Angela stayed with Paul. For the first time in a long while, life felt light again. They played games, laughed like old friends, and went out to beautiful places. They visited the beach, walked barefoot on the sand, talked for hours, and shared moments that felt peaceful and safe. There was no pressure, no fear, no manipulation. For the next 1 week, Angela lived her single life happily. With Paul by her side, she smiled more, she slept better, she felt human again. On Sunday, while they were out on the beach, Paul suddenly stopped walking. Angela turned to him confused. Paul went down on one knee. "Angela," he said softly, "I've loved you since our university days. Life took me away for 8 years, but seeing you again made me realize something. I don't want to lose you again." He brought out a ring. "Will you marry me?" Angela's heart raced. Tears filled her eyes, not of pain this time, but of joy. She was truly excited. "Yes," she said happily. "Yes, Paul." He slipped the ring onto her finger. Finally, a man who respected her. Angela returned to the village to share the good news. Her mother was overjoyed. "Wow, my daughter," she said happily. "God has really blessed you." One door closed and another opened. Angela smiled warmly. "Thank you, Mama. Paul has made me so happy. He's coming next week to pay my bride price, and we have planned our wedding for next month." Mother and daughter chatted, laughed, and celebrated together. Peace filled the house. Meanwhile, Samuel's world was falling apart. At work, the truth finally caught up with him. The promotion he had fought so dirty to get became his downfall. He couldn't manage the responsibilities. He wasn't qualified. Mistakes piled up, and one morning, he was called into the office. Samuel was demoted. The news shattered him completely. As if that wasn't enough, Samuel later heard that Angela was getting married soon. Anger consumed him. "How does she get to be happy while I'm not?" he muttered bitterly. He decided to visit her. 2 weeks later, Samuel arrived at Angela's family house and asked for a meeting. Everyone gathered. Samuel cleared his throat and spoke. "Mama, Papa, I want my wife back," he said. "The truth is, I can't live without her. I'm sorry for everything that happened." Angela stood up immediately. "Samuel," she said firmly, cutting him off, "as you can see, I have moved on. I'm getting married in a few weeks. I can't go back to you." She looked him straight in the eyes. "Wicked men like you deserve to suffer terribly." Then she turned away. "When you are done ranting, please use the door." Angela walked out. Samuel stood there, looking helplessly at her parents, waiting for them to speak. They remained silent, ashamed, broken and defeated. Samuel walked out. He had lost his wife, and he had lost his job. Within a few weeks, Angela got married to Paul in a grand ceremony. She married the love of her life, and she never looked back. Moral lesson: when a man sacrifices love, dignity, and conscience on the altar of ambition, success will never stay with him. But when a woman walks away from humiliation with courage, life has a way of restoring her joy, greater than what she lost. The price of greed is always higher than the reward. Thank you so much for watching to the end. If this story touched you, please like the video, Share it with someone who needs to hear this message and drop your thoughts in the comment section. I really love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss more powerful and emotional stories like this. Thank you for your love and support. See you in the next story. Bye.